Good morning. We were informed about an hour and a half ago that by the attorney for Ambassador Sondland that the State Department would refuse to allow him to testify today.
Gordon Sondland, who's the U.S. ambassador to the European Union, was supposed to be meeting with lawmakers on Capitol Hill just before his testimony was supposed to begin. His attorney said that he had been blocked from testifying by the Trump administration. We heard shortly after that from President Trump that wasn't, in fact, the case. It's part of what we're seeing as the emerging White House strategy here, which is to try to block pretty much all information from the administration going up to Capitol Hill, documents, interviews with people who are currently in the administration. This is an administration that both says it has nothing to hide from lawmakers, but also doesn't want lawmakers to see or hear very much about the impeachment inquiry. There is a text message from a third official who raises the question of whether military aid to Ukraine is tied to some of the president's asks of the Ukrainians. There's a gap then in the transcript, at least based on what is released publicly. Sondland then responds that the president has been very clear that there's no quid pro quo. What we are told is that in between the question and his answer, he placed a phone call, and that phone call was to Donald Trump. And we are told that Sondland received assurances on that call that there was no quid pro quo for military aid, and he then felt comfortable responding in such. But certainly, lawmakers want to know exactly what happened on that phone call with Donald Trump, any other phone calls that were made, any other calls that Sondland made to other people, any other people from the administration who were talking to him at that point. The answer that we're hearing from him on that front is certainly not the complete picture, according to Democratic lawmakers. House Democrats believe that the law is on their side in this situation, that Congress has a constitutionally protected oversight authority, that they are able to seek and receive documents and interviews with people even in the administration. The trick where this is going to really kind of come to a head is when you have documents, people who are being blocked from going to the Hill, whose communications do not necessarily relate directly to the president himself, that they're perhaps a bit removed from that situation, and we'll really be looking at just how broad of a presidential privilege argument the White House will be making.
The conversation that I had with the Ukrainian president, Zelensky, was a very good it was a very cordial, very good conversation.
The White House is continuing to lay out a strategy of just say no to everything that the Hill is asking for. This is a president who sees this as a completely politically motivated investigation. He has little desire to cooperate. Behind the scenes, you do have administration officials who are trying to scramble and figure out, if there will be some requests from the Hill that they should respond to, if that could appease Democrats or at least leave the impression that the White House is not completely being a blockade to this inquiry. But right now, the president is largely serving as his own spokesman, his own strategist in this. He is leading the White House defense, not leaving this to aides and advisors. It really puts him at the forefront of what is the biggest question surrounding his presidency right now.